Hey, listen, it was crazy this week. We got 2 for 1 special. We got I think Carolyn Bryant, the lady who framed Emmett Till, she passed away. And then we got Jerry Springer. He went ahead and kicked the bucket too. We got 2 for 1 special. But the thing about that, which is funny that I seen that was an observation, was the fact that I seen a lot of black people who were somber and crying and sending out their prayers and wishes and their best thoughts and memories about Jerry Springer. And also at the same time was trying to kick Carolyn Bryant's bucket, and that like that was some win, like the black people accomplished something by that old lady dying of old age. And the funny thing about the situation is that's the hypocrisy, if that's a word. That's the hypocritical nature of us. It's black people at this point where like both of them are detrimental to black communities, right? Equally, maybe not equal impact, but I would put them in a higher tier of detrimental white people in the black community. Jerry Springer is somebody who brought low vibrational television to the masses and syndicated it to the point where it was only going to be shown to people who were either lowly employed or unemployed as a whole. You see what I'm saying? And it was a staple in the community. If you was homesick, if you were like I said, you're unemployed, or you were just in the hoods, in the ghettos, and trailer parks. That was tailored towards the demographic. The guests they brought on, the types of stories and plots that were presented to that show was just always low vibrational and just trifling, quote unquote entertainment. And there were people before Jerry Springer, but Jerry Springer was like the person who perfected it and brought it to a different level. And that's somebody who shouldn't be celebrated on TV, or somebody shouldn't be celebrated by any black person.
Well, I think we should celebrate Jerry Springer because Jerry Springer was an equal opportunist, bro. Jerry Springer didn't have black people on there. Jerry Springer had white men in dresses. Jerry Springer had white people on there acting the fool. Jerry Springer wasn't just no black
But
thing.
see, I'm not talking, and I hear what you're saying.
Really, it was more white people on there acting the fool than black.
And I hear you, but what I'm saying is this too, and I agree that nobody should really be celebrating Jerry Springer, his life and his whatever quote unquote accomplishments, what he brought to daytime television, because it was ratchet behavior and it was the degradation of America. Because what Jerry Springer's show was back in the day, the reason why it was such a hit is because it was the ostracized part of American culture that you didn't see on the regular basis. Now Jerry Springer's show is now a reflection of what you see on America on a daily basis. So at the end of the day, nobody, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, should be celebrating Jerry Springer. And when you say what you're saying is that you're just putting a broader cast on the demographic, other demographics that should have their personal reasons for not, dropping roses on this man's grave.
Well, Jerry Springer show. I mean, I was a kid when that was on, but that was the shit to me. I don't think people that was serious was watching Jerry Springer. Um, I think it's more important about the white lady who died that killed Emmett Till and R.P. Harry Belafonte. Also, it's been a deadly week,
Right. So was that a win?
for black people.
Yeah, you said that was more important. So why was that more important? Why was that more
No,
important?
because that just showed we should have been ran down. Like, I like what Star said the other day. He had a caller on the phone. He was like, "Yo, why black people ain't run down on her?" And somebody said because black people was afraid. And he said, "Bingo, afraid of white man guns."
Yeah, and see, that was another thing when people were celebrating it. Oh, we smoking on Carolyn Bryant. I'm like, bro, nobody killed that lady. She died peacefully in her sleep of old age. So that's not a win for nobody. Like, nobody ran down on her. So like that was an L for y'all niggas. Like, why y'all like what's the mind state when you wake up and see Jerry Springer died and you crying on the internet, and then you see Carolyn Bryant died and you acting like you the one who smoked her?
Niggas be living vicariously through the reports, bro. Niggas be living vicariously through the reports.
That wasn't a win. I just want to say that.
But I didn't feel no way when Jerry Springer died because I haven't really been on social media this week. I was just surprised because my girl told me that Jerry Springer died. I'm like, it was interesting because I just wasn't even. I know he had a judge show,
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't look at Jerry Springer's show as being like a black targeted thing back then. I didn't even look at it as if it was like a
I don't view it as black targeted either.
a degradation to America, and I'll tell you why. It wasn't like to nowadays where you could just see foolishness every day, all day. Jerry Springer,
Right.
for the most part, came on late night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Daytime, maybe.
What do you mean?
Like,
What do you mean? Jerry Springer came on in the daytime. That was a daytime show. That was not a nighttime primetime show. Jerry Springer was a daytime show. Jerry Springer was a
it was a
all the new
daytime show.
episodes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was the demographic, and it was targeted to people who were
Unemployed.
unemployed,
Yeah.
lowly employed.
Welfare.
Exactly.
Kept the single mamas at home on that bullshit back in the day.
And it's not. And
ain't got shit done. We ain't got no generational wealth because your mama was sitting in the house talking about Jerry.
Exactly. Think about how many kids
smoking on her.
But you know what's funny about that? Like I said, me being black, from the black perspective, when I observe people crying over this man being black and understanding him in black households, that's where I'm saying what I'm from. But because there's a majority of white people on welfare, majority of people in mass who are poor or on welfare, right? Jerry Springer was a staple in their communities and their homes too. So what I'm saying is, from my point, I'm going to speak it from the black perspective. But when you said Jerry Springer had white people on that show and other races and cultures on that show too, to me, spreads the net out wider of people who should be not celebratory of his career and the things he contributed to culture in general. He was somebody who is the face of babysitting kids across America, grandparents, parents, irresponsible people, niggas. We've all watched Jerry Springer. We've all been home from school. We've all been unemployed. But what I'm saying, when you're sick from school, when you're unemployed, look what type of content is provided for you for people who should be looking for a job, or who should, the most distracting thing on earth. We're going to have the Klan fight some niggas. We're going to have this dude pull his Willy Bobo out and act like he's not, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have a wig on 5 seconds ago. Cause that's like, what's more distracting than that when you're trying to look for a job? At night, people who come home at night, guess what? No, you know what the unemployed people get when they come home at night? They get court shows, they get medicine shows, they get law, they get prime time, well scripted drama. Those deserved people. In your leisure time, you can get Frasier, you can get Seinfeld, you can get In Living Color, you can get Martin. But for you unemployed hoe ass niggas, y'all got to get Jerry Springer. You got to get Maury. You see what I'm saying? You got to get Ricky.
But you know,
you got to get this trifling shit.
In the commercial, they give them a little choice to go to ICDC college, Everest.
You're not doing nothing with your job. You're not doing nothing with your life.
Oh, that shit used to be so funny.
Yeah.
Hey, but bro, I mean, you know, niggas that didn't want a job, bro, just don't want no job. You know, if you mean
natural selection, pretty much.
Yeah, if niggas don't want a job, then that's on them. Jerry Springer was stopping niggas from getting a job. Now, if you decided that, yo, I'm finna stay my ass home and watch Jerry Springer instead of get a job, that's on you. But I feel you, man. You want to smoke on that Jerry pack?
Yeah, I would say I'm smoking on that Jerry pack, blunt. Because honestly, like I said, people like Jerry Springer, people like Maury Povich, staples in dysfunctional households should not be celebrated. They should not be put on any type of pedestal as, oh my God, I remember watching this with my grandma.
I don't know, though. I think that's a little screen, though, Florida Boy. No. We can still show love because the 90s was a different thing.
We can show love to Bob Barker and The Price is Right. Let's show love to people like that. All right, it was The Price is Right. Come on down. That's what, you know what I'm saying. That's what me and my grandma was watching.
But you was from the 90s, man. You know everything was crazy back then, bro. That's just how it was, bro. It just wasn't it wasn't all this crybaby shit like it is now. So,
but look where society was in the 90s, and look where society is now. You know what? Things were a little wilder back then as far as content, but as far as what was acceptable in reality and society was to a higher standard. Versus now, where everybody wants to be politically correct, but it looks like Sodom and Gomorrah outside. Would you agree on that point?
Yeah, but like you say, he started some of that. But you know, man, hey man, it's a different, it's a thing. It's a thing. I can see what you're saying, of course, but I'm just thinking about the climate of those times. Jerry it wasn't what people think it is, but you know.
Hey, listen, man.
I will watch some reruns of Jerry right now because that shit was classic to me. I love Jerry Springer.
I'm not
I
saying
want to know. I'm a welfare baby, nigga.
I understand the affinity.
We ain't have cable, so Jerry Springer was the shit, nigga. That shit used to come on late night too after all the UPN shows,
Yeah,
all the black shows, Moesha and all that. And they used to show Jerry Springer. That's when I used to catch it because I was at school during the day. But once you start getting suspended, then you start watching Jerry, Judge Mathis. You know what I mean? Them shows when the nigga couldn't afford no cable. People that didn't have no cable, we saluting Jerry because we like, yo, nigga,
that
Jerry
was the closest
came
thing y'all
through.
got to like a Comedy Central. That was like close thing y'all got to maybe like an FX or
Some
just like
good entertainment. Hell
some
yeah.
raw entertainment. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we love that fucking Jerry up there. Fix your antenna.
In a way, that does make sense.
You gotta think he outbeat Ricky Lake. All them shows went off the air and that nigga was still on.
Because Ricky Lake wasn't gonna go as far. Ricky Lake didn't have bouncers come out to break up fights.
And you know how big Jerry was? Steve got his own show after, you know what I mean?
Bruh.
That's how big the fan base was, bro.
Exactly.
That
You
shit
know
was,
how
what
big you
other
gotta
show
be?
came a
You gotta.
franchise other than Oprah?
You know how big you gotta be for the bouncer to get a show and still be running?
Bro,
Like niggas know the bouncer. Niggas knew Steve back in the day.
yes, bro. Steve.
Niggas knew
Bro.
Steve back in the day. But
Jerry Springer, bro, you don't get more. That's like Jerry Springer was like ECW, bro. Like, what would wrestling be without ECW? Niggas bringing out crazy shit, hitting niggas across the head with barbed wire bats and shit. Like, that shit wasn't going on in the WWF. But Jerry Springer was like the ECW of talk shows.